Hello, everybody. My name is Aggie Reyes, and we are so sorry that we missed you at one of our in-person cookie trainings. Um, this will count as your official cookie training for the 2024 cookie season. So let's get started. Okay, so normally, excuse me, at an in-person cookie training, we have Diane, our CEO, talking. Cliff McBride, our board chair, also comes along, and along with myself and some GSESC staff. And basically, we want to thank you for all that you do. Thank you for, even if it's just a webinar, we know that everybody's busy and cannot attend an in-person training. So we thank you for taking this training as well. We would like to start by congratulating Cliff McBride, our board chair. He has been appointed to the Movement Governance Advisory Team, and he's going to be working with the National GSUSA Board for the National Council sessions. And it is a huge honor for us and for him. And he is just so happy to represent you all. And, you know, whenever you see him, send him a big congratulations or just let him know, hey, we're proud of you. All right, we will not be doing the Girl Scout Promise or the Girl Scout Law, so I know you all do it at your own meeting. So make sure you do one in this part. If you did not do your cookie gluten-free order by October 23rd, we still have some cookies available. We did order extra gluten-free, so if you did not place an order, make sure you grab this form. It is on our website it should be under the fall product forms because that's when we discussed them. Fill it out, send it to Deborah as soon as possible, and they will be added as a first come, first serve. Once you get with your service unit cookie manager and you tell her I already took the training, she or he will give you this big cookie envelope. We started this last year. On the front, which is the left-hand side, you will see step-by-step instructions on how to enter and do things in Smart Cookies. Yes, we told you that, well, there still is a new system. It's called DC24 Cloud. But for you troop leaders, I apologize. I'm so sorry. You all will still be using Smart Cookies. And the only box that we removed was how to enter a girl, because as you all know, in the past, you were able to enter a girl. This year, you're not able to because all girls have to be registered and given a GSUSA number, which is the reason it is not allowing us to. On the back side, which is the right-hand side, you will see all our cookie contact information on the top. You will see this cookie graph that I will talk about more in a bit. You will see how the cookie crumbles chart. You will see our council mix right here, right under that. And then to the right of that, you'll see all of our important dates. And then right below everything are our cookie program resources. It's all our online resources. They are still active and valid. We did consult with ABC and they did tell us these are still good and you all can still use those. So one thing that happened new this year is we need your GSUSA ID number. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Deborah will find it. So and because that, just like the girls need to be registered, adults need to be registered too, and that's basically anybody who's going to be in the system, right? Because in order for us to give you access, it has to talk to both systems, which is that DC24 Cloud I was talking about and Smart Cookies. And it will not do that unless we have an assigned GSUSA number for all of you. So if you are not registered, please make sure you go ahead and register. And then once you fill this out, give this to Deborah because, I mean, as soon as possible, because we're trying to give everybody access by December 1st, and that's about in a week. So let's go ahead and get that going. The next form you need to turn in, unless you sold fall product, is the ACH form. If you did, again, sell fall product, we do not need this. But if you did not sell fall product, we will need this. And just to let you all know, this will be the final year that you do an ACH. And the reason for that is because we're doing something a little bit different. Normally, your troop annual troop finance report is due to membership by October 15th. Well, we have now changed that date to July 15th. And in order to participate in the 2024, excuse me, fall product and 2025 cookie program, you will need to turn your troop finance reports by July 15th. And it will ask you for your your bank information. So instead of us asking for it again, we will just grab that information from this report. And just as I mentioned, if this is not turned in, you will not be able to participate in the product sales moving forward or receive early bird incentives if you do early bird. However, we will work with you up until the day before cookies next year starts. As long as you turn this in, that's okay. Please, this is last year's order card, so please ignore the bottom where it says raspberry rallies. We are not selling raspberry rallies. This is just for presentation purposes. Your girls will receive 1 order card per girl, and we are looking at possibly getting 2 order cards per girl for next year. So this year, however, it will only be 1 per girl. You will also get this rewards insert. This is 1 per girl. We will talk a little bit about those rewards in a bit. Your troop will receive 4 receipt books. Please, I cannot stress it enough. Make sure you have receipts for everything. Every single transaction, whether it's cookies or trading of money. You have to have receipts for everything. And then on the right-hand side, you will see the Girl Scout money envelope that you will receive 1 per girl. You will also receive a parent permission. It's also, again, 1 per girl. This is a carbon copy form. And the reason we like it in carbon copy is because many times our parents will say, well, I didn't know I was financially responsible for this, or I don't have a copy of what I signed. So this acknowledges that they have signed it. So please make sure that your parents are reading every single one of these rules that are here, okay? Make sure they fill it out, you keep the original, and then that you give them the yellow copy. You will also get 1 cookies for a cause form, the one on the left-hand side. This is in color. We love giving it to you all in color because we just wanted you all to put it at your booths, right? So your customers know that if they don't want to, or they don't want cookies, let's say they're on a diet, they're diabetic, or whatever reason, but they still want to help, they can donate to the Cookies for a Cause. And then also on the right-hand side, you will get 1 sheet, and then you all can make copies of this for a customer to enter a raffle. And the way this works is if a customer buys 12 packages of cookies or more, they can win a year supply or a half-year supply of Girl Scout cookies. If you have not seen Courtney in our shop, she has so many cool cookie items this year. I'll leave this here for a second so you can see. But one of the coolest things that we're doing is, if you see down below, this is probably the first time that we are selling the Girl Scout shirt, the cookie shirt, and then the cookie hoodie. Normally it's in the rewards, but this year we just love the design. It's so cute. The axolotl is just beautiful, that we just wanted the opportunity for everybody to buy it instead of earn it this year. So don't get too used to that. We won't know what we do next year, but for this year, you guys can buy that for yourselves or for your girls. And then of course a hoodie, and that could be used during the cookie booths. The cookie rally this year will be held, well, actually it's next year. It will be held on January 6th at the Ripley's Aquarium of Myrtle Beach. Excuse me. Normally the cookie rally is done in December. However, we just could not find a date that works for everybody, because in December we do know that in our entire council, there's parades like every other weekend at all times of the day. So we just decided to do it back in January. This is $20 per girl or adult or tag along. And one thing that we did here is that normally it is $40 per adult. So $20 is quite a savings. It will be from 12 to 2. You can stay there for the rest of the day, but in order for you to get your tickets from Danielle, it'll be at 2. And this is also the only way that the girls can earn that cookie rally patch. And again, like it says here, if you still have currency, have the girls use it to go towards their fee. All right, so now we're going to get started. We're going to talk about Hearthside, or ABC, the cookies, resources, rewards, booths, DC24 Cloud, and banking and finances. So the Hearthside leadership, you will see here that the CEO and a lot of alumni, the COO, the VP, they were all and still are Girl Scouts. And the reason they want us to tell you all that is because they know and they value our mission as well. So they are, just like our girls, they have their the girls in mind, and they love being Girl Scouts. This is something that ABC has promised us. ABC did promise us 120% of what we sold last year. So I know that Diane normally goes around at trainings asking how, what is the pulse? What are you feeling? What are people telling you? And from what I gather, most of our trainings is either you're still thinking you're going to sell, your girls will be selling around the same, but some of them will not because the girls are older and they just, have other things, which we understand 100%. So this is the journey of a Girl Scout cookie. Just like when cookies are done in March, we get together with ABC in April, and then we do a council forecast. And then we develop a production plan. Then the ingredients are shipped to the bakery. Then the bakers start baking our forecast. Then they are shipped to the local warehouses. Then deliveries are made to volunteers and cupboards. Then the families pick up the cookies from those cupboards and the troop leaders, and then the girls deliver and sell them. And then lastly, the consumer enjoys. So there's a big journey when it comes to one box of Girl Scout cookies. Now we're going to talk a little bit of the national per girl averages. One of the things I want you to really notice is the participation rate. So the number 5 was Girl Scouts of the Desert Southwest with a per girl average, you'll see right there, of 527 with a 70% girl participation rate. At number 4, at per girl average of 557, is Girl Scouts of Southern Arizona with a 50% participation rate. Number 3, 582 per girl average, Girl Scouts of San Gorgonio. They have a 73 participation rate. And number 2, with a per girl average of 614, is Girl Scouts of North Central Alabama. And they do have a participation rate of 57%. All right, everyone, drum roll, please. Yes, we are the champions. I shouldn't sing, I apologize. At number 1, Girl Scouts of Eastern South Carolina with a 620 per girl average and a 90% girl participation rate. Isn't that amazing? And I do know that we are probably in the top 3 for girl participation rates in the country. So great job, everybody. Your girls did amazing and still continue to do amazing things. So the way the numbers work, in 2022, our per girl average was 573. Just like I mentioned, this past year, our per girl average was 620, which is an increase of 47. And wow, like that's all we keep saying every year is wow, that's amazing. In 2022, you all sold 93,527 cases, or 1,122,324 packages. This past year, you all sold 112,548 cases, or 1,350,576 packages. Incredible. And I'm going to drink some water just so you all can see these incredible numbers, because that hurt my throat just reading all that. All right, so now we're going to talk about the cookies. This will be our final year. I know we've said it like 3 years in a row, but it will be the final year at $4. So $4 a box will be the core cookies, which will be on the next slide. And then the next one will be the 550 will be the gluten-free cookies. So at your to prepare you all for the final year, you are going to be given this at your initial delivery. We're putting a little package together. I know that the picture actually doesn't do it justice. We did take this yard sign to our trainings, and everybody loves them. It is a double-sided yard sign. You are going to get door hangers, which are also on the next slide, a document holder with cookie information, and then membership information. We do know that at our cookie trainings, at our cookie booths, we are always getting asked, how do my girls join cookies? Or not cookies, Girl Scouts. And that's why we're going to give you all that information so that you guys can have that in hand and help us out a little. So this is the resource you are going to get. This will be double-sided. The front talks about the cookies, and then the back has the allergen information. These are the door hangers. You will be given those. These are the 5 core classics: the caramel delights, the peanut butter sandwiches, thin mints, peanut butter patties, trefoils. Then the 4 crowd pleasers, of course, are adventurefuls, lemonades, toastiers, and then our caramel chocolate chip. Did you all know that ABC offers 6 vegan cookies? And we are very, very proud of that. And it actually states that in the order card. So in case you forget, it does say so on the order card. This year, you also will be getting a package of lemonades for your troop to try. You will also get Toastiers. The Toastiers, those do make 6% of the average council mix. And you will see how they come in our council. And then the caramel chocolate chip. These, they had a new recipe last year, and I don't know about you all or if you tried them or not, but these became very popular last year. In fact, those were one of my favorite, if not my favorite last year. The ABC Baker's cookies do also have other features such as kosher, zero trans fat, no partially hydrogenated oils, and other stuff like that. So all of that is there for you too, and it's also on the order card. So this is my favorite graph in the entire slide, and I say this every year, but every year I can now explain a little bit more why it's my favorite on the next slide. But these are the top 8 top 8 cookies in retail sales. So like if you think about Walmart, Kroger's, Food Lions, all those grocery stores that sell cookies, these are the top 8 cookies. And we have 3 cookies that are in the top 8. So for example, right here you see the Thin Mints, we have 8%. Caramel Delights came in at 6%, and the peanut butter patties came in at 4%. And I want you to really think about this because, like I said, all these other cookies, they are sold in these stores year round, right? And Girl Scout cookies are only sold to the public 6 to 8 months. I'm sorry, 6 to 8 weeks in a year, not months. Imagine. But the reason I love that is because other companies want to partner with us. And in fact, here are some new Girl Scout branded items that are coming out. Some have already come out, and some will come in through next year. The first one on top is the Thin Mint Brownies by Golden Dough Foods. Those are Thin Mint brownies in sheet pan format with crushed candy topping. They are distributed November 1st in Sam's Club under the Members Mark private label brand. We have the Thin Mints Trail Mix by Ashton Farms. Those are Thin Mint Micro Mini Pretzels, Thin Mint Almonds. All right, I do apologize for pausing really quick. My dog was barking in the back. I don't know if you could hear her, and I needed to make sure she was okay. The next product is the Jack in the Box Thin Mint Milkshake. It is a milkshake with crushed Thin Mints, and I wish we had a Jack in the Box. And those are going to be offered from mid-November through the end of December. The next one is Chameleon Ready to Drink Cold Brew Coffee. And those flavors that they're coming out with are Thin Mint, s'mores, and chocolate peanut butter. And those will be on their website in December and at Whole Foods markets in January. The next one is our Thin Mint Buddy Bites. It's a mini waffle chocolate waffle cone filled with mint chocolate. And those will be launching on the Muddy Bites website in December, and they will be at Walmart stores in January. The next product is the Native Girl Scout Inspired Body Care, and that is a line of cookie-inspired body care products that include body wash, hair care, and deodorants. And those will be on the Native website and Target.com at the end of December, and then in Target stores in January. And then last, we will have the Hard Candy Girl Scout Inspired Beauty products. Those include lip color, mascara, eyeshadow palette, highlighter, lip repair oil, primer press on nails, nail stickers, headband, and face puff. And those will be in Walmart stores in March of 2024. So this is when I say that screen I showed you is my favorite, is because people know and understand what a Girl Scout brand is. So that's, the best way, excuse me, for me to explain that. So our cookies are professionally tested and preferred. So they do test both ABC and Little Brownie cookies. And as you see right here, they are preferred over Little Brownie cookies. As you see here, the Caramel Delights and the Trefoils were rated significantly better, and then the Thin Mints were preferred for the mint flavor. This is the program mix, okay? So as you see here on the left graph, this is the average ABC Council mix. And on the right-hand side, you will see our council, GSESC's council mix. One of the things that fascinates me about our council is how much above average we are on our non-chocolate cookies. So for example, the national average for the ABC councils for peanut butter sandwiches and trefoils are 7%. And for our council, it's the peanut butter and trefoils. And in some instances, I believe it's the next graph. Yes, we actually, some regions sell more trefoils than Thin Mints. And if you don't believe me, this is based on the data from this past year. So let me show you right here real quick. If you see, this is region 1's percentages by cookie. If you see down here, Marion and Marlborough County, their trefoils, the trefoils for Marion is 23%, and then the Marlborough County was 18%. Right next to it, you'll see the Thin Mints. Those were 10%, and then right down below, 11%. And the reason I say that this is important, and yes, we will give you this information, is because a lot of times our girls, we have really, really big sellers who go into other service units. Here's region 2, and if you see right here, region 2 sells a lot of Thin Mints. In fact, that's probably their highest seller is in region 2 is Thin Mints. This is region 3, and I believe these also vary. East Cooper, I think, is the highest, as you see right here in Thin Mint, their percentage. But then this is region 4. Yep. Here you will also see Thin Mints sell great in Greater Dorchester and Beaufort. And then region 5, same thing here. They sell more trefoils in Orangeburg than Thin Mints. And in fact, I believe they sell, if you see all the way at the end, Orangeburg actually sells more peanut butter sandwich than trefoils and Thin Mints. So I was saying that this is important because if you have those girls who are just those go-getters who want to go into these other service units to sell cookies, make sure that they have the right cookie, because that way they know what their customers in that area want and like, okay? And then just as I told you, this is on your cookie envelope. This is the graph on cookies. These have never changed in over a decade, the net weight and the number of cookies. And I like to share this because, you know, a lot of times customers say, oh my gosh, these packages keep getting smaller and smaller. And of course they are not. They are the same, and they have been over the same for over a decade. This year, you will also see 2 new packaging. As you see right down below, the peanut butter patties and the caramel delights will be in that eco-friendly packaging. This is your Hearth site team. This was at National Convention. And then now you're going to talk about our themes and resources. Just as you see here, I've been saying our axolotl is the mascot this year. And then the theme is Own Your Magic. That's exactly the theme that it was for fall product. And just like I've said before, moving forward, the fall product and cookie themes will be the same, but the mascots will be different. Available now, we have a bunch of toolkits, digital toolkits, and online resources that are easy to access. All of this is already ready for you if you needed it. One of the things a lot of people are so excited about are the Spanish language materials. They actually have an order card, a recognition insert, and the logo theme assets in Spanish. So we are very excited about that as well. You will also see all of this sample clip art. Look at how cute that is. And then the goal charts. Make sure you all print these goal charts for your girls and you have them at your booth. I know a lot of people like to go, and myself included, like to go to a booth and ask the girls what their goals are. So make sure they know that. ABC also offers virtual training and online tools for cookie volunteers. For example, they have Smart Cookies online training. They do have a volunteer Facebook page, an ABC channel, which is the YouTube, the Flickr with the ABC image library with all that clip art I just showed you. And then they also have digital guides and council resources available. And you find that with those logos through the abcsmartcookies.com. And again, you do not need to have access yet to access this stuff that I just showed you. But like I said, make sure you get those forms to Deborah as soon as possible because we're trying to give everybody access to everything by December 1st. Recognitions and troop proceeds. Just like before, troops do receive 85 cents per package. The service unit does receive 1 cent per package sold by girls in their service unit, and that does not include delinquent packages. And just as a reminder that the funds do stay in the service unit in which they were earned. Speaking of troop money, what are some ways that you can spend your cookie money, right? So, of course, you can participate in a council-sponsored event. You can also do a service unit sponsored event. You can take your troop camping. You can take a troop trip. You can do take action projects or do travel and destinations. You can pay for the girls' memberships, hire award projects. You can buy uniforms, sponsor a new girl or a troop. And of course, some other examples I heard at trainings were community service projects and some if you look on our council Facebook page, you'll just see all those other really cool and neat ideas of how troops are spending their money. Banking and finances. So I've already mentioned this like 3 times before, but I will bring it up again. All troops participating must turn in their troop cookie manager position form. That is how we give you access to Smart Cookies and DC-24. Remember that once your parents start giving you money to deposit the money into your troop account regularly, please do not leave it in your seat of the car God, that's to tell you stories I've heard. But make sure you're putting it, of course, after you make a receipt, make sure you're depositing it into the troop bank account regularly. Any NSF checks must be submitted to Jackie within 7 days of notification. Any discrepancy reports also need to be emailed to Jackie by no later than noon, March 24th. And that does include counterfeit money and then, of course, parents who owe you money. We did do something a little bit different with our ACH dates this year, okay? So our first ACH was pushed back, I believe, about a week, which will be February 9th. And it would be 35% of your initial order and your first week of planned orders. And normally it's $1.50 per box, but it is a slightly different this year, and I will tell you why in a bit. The second ACH normally is 2 weeks right after the first ACH, but as you'll see here, we are doing it a whole month afterwards, which will be March 8th. And we are also doing 35% of your second week of planned orders. The final ACH will be April 5th, and that will be for the remaining balance. As always, please make sure you're talking to us. If you have if you do not have the full amount, let Jackie or Deborah know. Just say, hey, my ACH is $5,000, but I only have $4,000. The next one you can do the 5,000, the other remaining $1,000. We understand things come up. Kids get sick, cookies have not been sold, or you're trying to transfer cookies. All of that happens, but we need you to talk to us. So if you're not talking to us, this is our cookie debt collection procedure. The first thing that happens is Deborah, through the product program department, is going to be contacting you with a series of phone calls and emails. After a while, the remaining debt is turned over to volunteer management department, which is Michaela Watts, and she's going to send you a letter saying you are being removed as a leader. Then the third step is it is going to be turned into finance department, which is Jackie, and she is going to send you 2 collection letters by certified mail. And by step 4, if you still have not talked to us, we will be filing a police report for theft, not only for what's owed to the council, but for what's also owed to the troop. Because chances are, if you have not paid the council, there is no money for those girls, and we will collect all of it. And I hate to say that this past about a little bit over a month ago, Diane did have to file a police report, 4 police reports for 4 different troops. It was in the amount of $50,000, and I know that sounds like a lot, but in the scheme of things, when you think about how many cases of cookies we sold, it's actually not that bad. However, the reason we file a police report is because Diane needs to file a police report, and then she does an insurance claim. So we do have a $1,000 deductible, which the council eats that fee. Then we, if the girls remain in the troop or move to other troops, some of the troop money does follow those girls. So that is the reason, because we want to make sure that those girls, you know, they didn't sell cookies just for nothing. All right, so now we're going to talk about our rewards. The theme, I already talked about it, was Own Your Magic. The small axolotl, she does have a name. Her name is Lottie. And then the big axolotl, her name is Lucy. And some of the cool things we did this year, if you'll see right here, it's going to be a hard one, because once those girls see that big axolotl, it's like a squishmallow, and we know that squishmallows are like a hot thing right now. The girls need to choose between the axolotl pillow or a Build-A-Bear experience, right? Also at the 2000, we kept the Loungefly backpack. This will be the 3rd year in a row. The girls love, excuse me, those Loungefly backpacks. However, it might be a little difficult because we did pair it against the Crocs. At 2500, we did it's a choice the girls have to make between the wireless headphones or a record player. And believe it or not, vinyl is back. I've seen it at Target and Walmart. They now have like a lone aisle with vinyl records, so I think that's pretty cool. At 3500, we will be going on a Carnival cruise. And if you notice here, we have the dates on all of our events, and I'll tell you why we have those in the next slide. On the 4500, the girls will be taken to the Lion King on Broadway in Charlotte, North Carolina on August 10th. At the 6200, the girls will also be going on another Carnival cruise from Miami, and then I'll tell you the rest in a bit. What I was saying right now is once the rewards are chosen and locked in, they cannot be changed. And the reason for that, that's why we put dates on them. We do know that last year, a lot of stuff had to be changed because we didn't have those dates. We did offer a whole lot of experiences, and we just did not have those dates yet. So once you all choose your rewards, I believe it's March 24th, on March 25th, we submit it to the bakers, and then we start ordering stuff that you all have placed. So once you all have placed those, your rewards, and we have to change it, you know, we cannot get sometimes our refunds on certain things. So that is why once they are locked and chosen, they cannot be changed. And then on the back of the reward sheet, you will also see our currency, which we have kept. Currency, just like before, can be chosen at any level, and it can be used for any council service unit event, membership, any of our shops, whether it's our council or the GSUSA shop. They can also be used for any troop event or trip. They can be used for EF tours, day camps, resident camps. They can be chosen at every level or at any Girl Scout programmatic item. They do expire December 15th as well. And this sheet that Ashley so kindly updated for us is the way you would submit a currency. So if it's done internally, we take care of it on our end. However, if it's something like, for example, a trip to Savannah, the way that works is you have to pay for it, and then you click on this link, and then you submit your receipt, and then we send you a check and we reimburse you for that. For the 3500 level, like I said, we're going on Carnival Elation from Jacksonville, Florida to Nassau and Princess Caves. And that will be July 22nd through July 27th. And if you want to go, I know sometimes we have parents who want to go. We already have pricing, and you just contact Danielle and she will help you with that. For the 1300 level, the girls can choose between a week at Sandy Ridge or 1 week at a council day camp, or the ceramic painting experience, which will be May 18th. And the location is still to be determined. Excuse me, but it will be in the Charleston area. So the girls do have 3 choices at that level. At the 6200, the girls will be going also on Carnival from, oh my gosh, this is blocking it. Hang on. June 16th through June 23rd. And it will be from Miami to San Juan, Amber Cove, and Grand Turk. And the same thing, make sure if you want to go, Danielle does have the pricing for that as well. for those parents of girls who earn it. Let me correct that. Because who wouldn't want to go, right? All right. So our program, our online always starts a little bit early, and that's when the girls can start selling online and online only. That doesn't mean the girls can take their order card and sell it door to door or sell it, to their teachers and neighbors. No, online only, and that starts on December 8th. The actual sale starts on January 13th. That is when the girls can deliver those cookies, have them on hand, and the sale does end March 17th. And if you think it looks like that sale end is a little bit later, that's because it is. And the reason it is because we had some volunteers say, hey, how come you always end the sale like literally one day before Girl Scout week? And they mentioned, it would be nice to do some of those, celebrate Girl Scout week and sell some cookies at some cookie booths. And I said, let's do it. So that is why we extended it until March 17th. And as you all know, the purpose of the Girl Scout Cookie Program is more than just selling cookies. It is what the girls learn from it. They learn goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. These are skills that the girls are going to take with them through their entire life. Also, if you do get a chance, make sure your girls are earning the entrepreneurship badges and pins. They are available for all levels, and more than likely the girls are already doing half of this stuff during the cookie sale, so why not complete it all and earn a badge. Cookie booths do start on January 19th. That is a Friday. Just like before, only staff, product sales committee, or service unit cookie chairs can approach and ask businesses for booths, or unless you are asked. Remember that any adult supervising a booth must be a current registered Girl Scout, and that includes our dads. We love our dads, right? All girls in the troop, all girls in the troop must be offered the opportunity to participate. That doesn't mean that they have to. That just means that they are given that opportunity. And please, please, please make sure that if you do need to cancel a booth, try to do so at least 48 hours in advance in Smart Cookies. That way it gives other troops an opportunity to sign up for that time slot. That is the number one complaint that we get from customers, that they go onto the Cookie Booth Finder app and there's nobody there. And I hear that every single year. And in fact, I've even witnessed it. I went to Myrtle Beach last year. I went to at least 4 or 5 different Walmarts, and that's a Walmart, people, and nobody was there. And it said that somebody was going to be there, and nobody was there. Remember, no illegal roadside booths. No tag-alongs are permitted for their safety, but we do understand that if you need to take a 2-year-old, for example, you'd have to take them with you. However, you would no longer be considered part of the adult girl ratio. So that means you would have to take another registered Girl Scout to help with that booth. As always, remember to prepare your booth. And then, of course, a reminder that if a troop arrives 30 minutes or more late to a booth, that they forfeit that booth and another troop can take over that time slot. I already mentioned this, no illegal cookie booths. Lemonade stand is just what that sounds like. It is a girl with a table or wagon in their own yard, or grandma's yard, or auntie's yard. It cannot be at a business. It basically has to be a business. And she would have her own Girl Scout cookies, and she could not have somebody else, right? So it could only be, if I had 1 or 2 daughters, my daughters could be at that booth. I'm sorry, not at the booth, at my lemonade stand. And that does not have to go in Smart Cookies because that is not considered a booth. So girls can do parent guardian booths as well, right? That makes that we know we have girls who have high goals, and girls can do a booth with just mom and dad. We also have troop only booths. Those booths are booths that are for your troop only. For example, if a church said, I want you to be this Sunday after service, I want your troop here, that can happen. Or a school function, or a craft fair, or oyster roast, stuff like that. Those can be troop only booths. The only thing is you would contact Ashley. She will give you the form, and then she'll tell you what you need to do for those to happen. So if you are the first troop to get to a booth, make sure you go in there and check in. Just say, hello, my name is Troop Aggie. I'm with Troop 5. Where would you like for us to set up? Also, make sure your girls are staying out of the way of customers. There's nothing more annoying. I mean, and I'm not talking about our girls, I'm talking about other organizations that have children who are just running in front of customers, getting in their ways. That's not cool. Our girls should be well behaved because that's what we are. Girl Scouts are well behaved, right? And also make sure that if the manager has any notes, Ashley will be putting them on the notes section before you select the booth. And then if you are the last troop of the day, make sure you go and inform the manager, you know what, thank you so much. We had a great time. Or you don't have to say we had a great time, just say we're checking out and we're done, and just say thank you. And the one thing that I am telling everybody is that please make sure you take your trash with you. There's nothing more annoying, and I have seen it at Walmart's, when a troop just leaves their cases of sold, they're sold cases right there. And that is not cool. We do not do that. It should be as if Girl Scouts were never there. So it was decided that premium booths for our council are Walmarts and neighborhood Walmarts. Sam's Clubs will be added on the final cookie booth round. The decision is that 2 are permitted to be chosen by troops in the first and second round. Not Sam's Clubs, just Walmarts and neighborhood Walmarts. So for cookie booth round 1, January 12th through the 14th, starting at 7 p.m., troops can select 5 booths in their service unit. Then round 2 is January 15th, and 7 p.m. Troops have an additional 24 hours to make 5 booths, to select 5 booths in their service unit. So by the time January 18th comes around, you can already have 10 booths, okay? So also round 3, 7 p.m. January 18th, the booths will remain open until the end of the sale, and troops can select as many booths as they desire in any location of our council. And like I mentioned, that is when the Sam's Clubs will be added, okay? The booth bash this year is, next year will be Own Your Magic. So whatever that means, however the girls get inspired by that theme, that is how they would decorate their booth. It will be the weekend of February 23rd through the 25th. And then the top 3 winners that are chosen will get a $50 gift certificate to our shop. And the way you would enter is you decorate your booth and then you send pictures to me by March 23rd. And then I'll compile the pictures. I send them to the board of directors. They are the ones who vote on them. And then first place does win a troop pizza party, and I'll have myself, we'll have Diane, and sometimes Cliff or one of our board members will be going as well. And then also the troops will be the first to see 25's cookie rewards and give their input on them. So these were our winners this past year. Third place from Troop East Cooper was Troop 3409. Second place was from Western Ori, and that was Troop 2020. And first place from East Cooper, Troop 3400, and that was first place. Our troop initial orders are due December 10th. And then, of course, service units, you have until December 11th to help any troops that did not put one in that still need help. For a troop delivery, troops must order 800 cases, and there is no combining with other troops. So what that means, we started this last year, okay? So if you want your own special delivery to your house or warehouse or wherever you want the warehouse to take it to, it must be 800 cases or more. And we are not going to allow troops to combine this year. And the reason we are doing that is because we ran into some things this past year, where let's say, for example, I went in with another troop, right? And we ordered 500 because this year it was 500. However, when the ACH came, it doesn't specify that I ordered 250 and then the other troop ordered 250. It says I ordered 500. So of course my ACH was going to be through the roof. And so the system does not allow us to do that. And then of course, lesson learned, because we didn't know that. So this is why moving forward, it will only be one troop. The warehouse will be delivering these between January 3rd and the 13th. We do ask that you are patient, okay? So we understand that a lot of you have to take time off work or have to make arrangements. If this is not an option for you, then this is not good. You know, you can still pick up your cookies from the warehouse on on January 13th, like everyone else. We are going to ask the warehouse to do more communication because, again, last year we had a brand new warehouse. They did an amazing job. Believe it or not, they delivered 49 huge orders to our entire council in 5 days. And that was with horrible weather. That was with trucks, you know, lift gates, breaking, but stuff happens, right? So that's why I say, if this is not an option for you, that is okay. You're more than welcome to pick up the cookies at initial delivery. So for initial delivery, like I said, just depending on how many you're going to order, they will be delivered between January 3rd and the 13th. And one thing I do have to say is that there will be no in-person sales prior to January 13th. So let's say I was one of those troops that ordered 800 cases and I got my cookies January 3rd. That doesn't mean that I can start passing those cookies out and giving them to their girls or selling them door to door. That does not mean that. That just means you got them earlier, and that just means you have to store them for one more week, and you cannot sell them until January 13th. That is when the public can see them. If you do come to our initial delivery, our mega drop, make sure your vehicles are as empty as possible and ready to be loaded. There's nothing more frustrating for us, and we know that it happens. However, you're just going to be making more trips. When you show up and you brought Nana and Auntie and all the children, and it's not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that there's no space, right? So you're going to have to be making multiple trips. Please try to arrive to the delivery site as close as possible to the time you selected. Also, avoid bringing children for the safety of everyone. There is so much going on at that time that we just want the focus to be on the cookies, and you know, we don't want any accidents to happen. And as always, make sure you bring another adult as the counter for the cookies, because as you all know, once you sign that you have received your cookies, that's it. Once you drive off, there are no more cookies. This form, if you sold cookies last year, your service unit cookie chair already has this form. This is going to tell you what you sold last year. So as you see right here on top, this Troop 5, they had 8 girls registered, and we want you to look at all the information that's on there, because just because you had 8 girls selling doesn't mean you still have those 8 same girls. Maybe you have 4 now, or maybe you have 20 girls. So make sure that when you are placing your order that it reflects the number of girls, okay? These are just a suggestion that ABC did for us, and if you see right here at the bottom, it says 70% suggestion. And the reason we do the 70% suggestion is because the 70% of your sale does happen within the first 3 weeks of your sale. So if you look at this and even your 70% suggestion is too much, that's okay. This is literally just a suggestion and a guide for you, okay? For new troops, I hope there's no new troops on this webinar. And if there are, please let Deborah know that you are a new troop when you put in your troop cookie manager form. Right on top of it, new troop. And the reason for that is because we are here to guide you, okay? Deborah loves to take a little more time for our extra troops and for our new troops, I apologize, and make sure that everything is going well. So if there is a new troop, however, we will have this on our website. It is an initial order worksheet. And I know you can't see it at the bottom, but at the bottom, you'll be able to see a tab for every single level from daisies through ambassadors, and then a multi-level sheet as well. And one of the only thing you do is right here where it's the yellow, you enter how many girls are in your troop, and then it's going to, based on this past year's averages, it's going to suggest what your order should be. Again, that doesn't mean it's correct or that this is what you need to order. This is just a suggestion. One of the new things that we are doing this year is our planned orders. We do know that last year in some areas, you could place a planned order 48 hours in advance. However, that is not possible anymore. We only have one warehouse, and not most actually, all of our cupboards are manned by staff. So we just need to make sure that we have all those cookies in stock for you. That doesn't mean that you can't select. We're still going to have Tuesdays and Thursdays deliveries, and I'll talk about that right now. But if you want a planned order, they have to be placed by 11:59 p.m. every Saturday. Okay. So what that means is that, for example, the North Charleston cupboard, it is in our office, right? It's at our office on Tuesdays from 10 to 5, and then Thursdays from 10 to 7. So it doesn't matter whether you want to cook cookies on Tuesdays or both days. If you want to pick up both days, that is okay. You just tell the system, I want to pick 200 on Tuesday and only 80 on Thursday. But that order has to be submitted by 11:59 p.m. Saturday. The Florence cupboard will be open from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 5. And then the Myrtle Beach cupboard is at the same location as it was this past year. And that will be on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 to 5. Social media. Just like before, girls may use the internet to share their link, stories, all that good stuff, and advertise that they are selling Girl Scout cookies. But please make sure that you all as leaders are letting them know about the digital marketing tips, the Girl Scout Internet Safety Pledge, safety activity points, all of that good stuff, right? One of the things we did decide like a couple years ago is that the girls may use social media to close community groups that they belong to. So what that means is, let's say, for example, I always use Diane as an example. So Diane lives on Daniel Island. She does have a Daniel Island closed community group. So if she had a daughter, her daughter can post about cookies on that, okay? However, let's say, but she could not post on Carolina Forest because she does not belong to that community group. Personal shop pages. What that means is, let's say, for example, I had a bakery and it was called Aggie's Bakery. If I had a personal Facebook shop page that was Aggie's Bakery, I could post my daughter's stuff there too, her link, and advertise for my daughter. Food trucks can also post on your behalf. What that means is, let's say you want to partner up with a food truck to do a cookie booth, which is allowed. And in fact, a lot of them are very, very successful. And food trucks are great, and they have such huge followings that they want to post on your behalf. Well, they can absolutely do that. And then just please make sure that parents and guardians are supervising at all times. And of course, like I said, girls must be involved at all times. One of the new things, my favorite thing that happened last year was GSUSA finally gave us some guidance. It says right here, all sales by a retail business without girls present are not approved by GSUSA. So what that means is, let's say, for example, and you say right here, councils, troops, and girls may not sell cookies in a retail space where girls cannot be present to market, manage inventory, collect, and process payment for cookies. Store employees and or adults cannot sell cookies on behalf of a girl or troop. So basically, that's exactly what that means. You cannot, if a girl is there, that's fine. That would be considered a booth. We put it in Smart Cookies, and that's not a problem. So that just means that parents cannot take their daughter's cookies to their office and just post them for everybody to see. It would have to be a girl present. Now this app right here, I'm going to leave it here for a little bit because this is what your girls are going to need. To take digital, to take all the credit card transactions. It's called Digital Cookie Mobile App. Okay. Smart Cookies is still the same. It has real-time dashboards. This is still where you are going to manage everything, right? Your cookie booths, girl inventory, transfers, place planned orders, all of that stuff is still done by Smart Cookies. Volunteer training, they do have their Smart Cookies training. So in case, as you've seen, I haven't showed you how to do anything in Smart Cookies. So they develop short little videos on how to do those certain things. But remember, I told you that on your cookie envelope, it is exactly the same. So you can either look at it at these videos, or you can look at our envelope and it is the same thing. The tip sheet right here that you all will receive is DC24 Cloud. Once you get it digitally, you're going to love this because all of that, any of that information you see right there, site registration, my account tab, unlock account, there is a tip sheet for everything. And in some of them, there's videos. So this is through GSUSA. I want to make that clear. So Smart Cookies is with ABC Bakers and DC24 Cloud is through ABC. Now, here are some questions that were asked at previous trainings. Are digital sales done in DC24 automatically transferred into Smart Cookies? Not the orders, but all the payments will flow into Smart Cookies. Troops will transfer cookies to girls in Smart Cookies, and if girls need more cookies to fill orders, they need to communicate to their troop volunteer about what they need. There is visibility on the troop side for volunteers to monitor as well. So just as this says, the cookies do not flow, which means you will still have to do that transfer. However, the cookie payments do flow into Smart Cookies. Number 2, how do girls take credit card transactions at booths or walkabouts? And I did ask, do you have slides on this? They said they use the DC app available in the App Store or Google Play, which is the one I told you about. There is a tip sheet from GSUSA in their resource section, which is the one I just told you about. And they will use that app for walkabouts and booths. And then there are some slides, just like I said, once you have it digitally, you click on those links and you will see how that works. And I did ask, do girls need both Smart Cookies app and DC24 app? And they did say there will only be the DC app for girls and volunteers. Everything for girls is in DC24. So that's why I told you your girls will need that app to take credit card payments at cookie booths. So just as it says here, we got this. Even though Digital Cookie 24 or DC24 is new to all of us, we feel very confident that it will work the way it's going to. And the reason I say that is because that, just like it says here, Ashley, Danielle, Deborah, Diana, and I, we have been attending various webinars, and I mean weekly webinars, and we feel very confident with what we've seen. And then the fact that usually there is an ABC rep and all these trainings makes us very confident because cookies is Girl Scout cookies is about 30 to 33% of Hearthside's business. So if our system is failing, that means they fail, and we do know they're not going to want to fail. So what ABC is going to do for us, ABC is going to coordinate a Troops DC24 training on December 1st, which is why we want to give you guys access by December 1st. So that way, when we do that training, you all can go in there. A lot of people love to learn hands-on and we'll have access to that. So we need your forms, okay? Also, ABC, and if you're not able to attend, but you do have questions, please give us those questions. Give them to Deborah, and then we will ask those questions on your behalf. We will also record this webinar, and we will post it once it is done, okay? Also, ABC is going to coordinate another webinar on December 6th for parents. I would highly encourage you all to do this webinar as well, or if not, record it and watch the recording, because your parents are going to be going to you and asking you these questions. So you want to be prepared for them. And the same thing, even if you cannot attend and you have questions, submit those questions to us and we will ask them on your behalf. And just like the other one, we are going to record it and then we will share it once it's done. So one thing that's new this year is that our council is going to have a live chat feature. We know that most of you are used to it. I mean, pretty much every business I have dealt with has this live chat feature. And it's starting January 10th, every Wednesday and Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. Ashley Barrowfield is hosting it. And she promises until she has her baby, because she is pregnant, that she will be live Wednesdays and Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. to help you with anything you may need, okay? Or if you're just like, hey, I wonder what Ashley's doing, just drop in and say hi. And also throughout the day, when she's available, she will also turn on that live chat feature. And that means she's on and ready to help and assist, okay? The other thing is I have not put a date to this because I have a feeling that those first two trainings that ABC is going to host are going to be all about online about credit cards. So in case they are not, and people still have a lot more questions, then I will personally ask ABC to do a host an online training for credit cards. And if we need it, I will send out the link as well. Here are your important dates, okay? I know it says December 2nd, girls must be registered, but get them registered as soon as possible because like I said, we want to give everybody access as soon as possible. I know here it says December 7th, you all will get access, but I want to give you all access by December 1st. That is my goal. Just as I mentioned, the online sale does begin December 8th. December 10th is your troop initial order. That's when it's due. Service units, you will be locked out of for that, the initial order process on December 11th. Remember to attend the cookie rally. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be January 6th. The cookie sale does officially start January 13th. Cookie booth round 1 is January 12th through the 14th. January 19th is when our cookie booths start. January 15th is round 2 of cookie booth selections. January 18th is our final round of cookie booth selections. February 9th is our first ACH. Our second ACH is March 8th. Bling My Booth weekend is February 23rd through the 25th. The cookie sale does end March 17th. March 24th is when the money is due to the troop by girls. March 27th is when the girls' rewards are due and transfers are due. Oh, I think I said earlier March 24th, but it's as you see here, it's March 27th. That is when the girl rewards will be locked. Okay. Service units are locked out March 29th. The final ACH is April 5th, and the rewards do come in between May and June. We thank you so much for all that you do and for listening. I hope I haven't lost you all and my caffeine hasn't turned you away. I apologize. So if you do need additional help, where do you go? ABC Smart Cookies does have a help center. And if you've ever looked on their dashboard, I believe it's on the upper right-hand side. And it looks like a lifesaver, like an actual, when you go swimming lifesaver. And they are available 24 hours a day, believe it or not. I had a volunteer at a training tell me that she called on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, why are you bothering people Christmas Eve? But she said they were very helpful and they answered and they were amazing. Of course, this PowerPoint, I'm hoping to have it ready in the next couple hours, and that way you guys can use it. I'll have both the training and the PowerPoint. That way you don't have to hear me talking during the PowerPoint, and you can just grab certain slides that you want. Of course, your service unit cookie chair, and then whatever they cannot answer, they have our contact information, and they will let us know, and if we will assist you. Deborah Paisley, I always say this, please contact Deborah before you contact me. It's not that I don't want to talk to you. It's just she is more at her office than I am. Especially throughout the cookie sale, I am outside moving cookies. I'm transferring cookies from city to city, and she is more at her desk. So that is the only reason I do ask. And then if she doesn't know the answer, trust me, she will come and ask me, and she will answer you. Ashley Bearfield, you would go to her for cookie booths. She is 100% our cookie booth person. And then reports. She's also an expert at reports. And if you are in Florence and Myrtle Beach, you would contact Danielle. I know it says Q&A, but obviously there's no, I can't respond to questions. However, I can respond to emails. Actually, you should send them to Deborah. Let's start practicing there. So now that you are done with this training, please, 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 as I mentioned, turn your Troop Cookie Manager form to Deborah. That way we can give you access, and your ACH form if we don't already have one. But other than that, I'm sure we will see you all very, very soon at initial delivery or planned our cupboards. We wish you nothing but the best. We are here. We're in this together. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day and happy holidays.